what it takes for a man to marry a woman and qualities men say women should have. My name is Van Stanton, and how's time? My name is Van Stanton.
Take it to everybody gotta get in.
Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Can y'all hear me? Alright. My name is Van Stanton, and I'm known as the barber turned motivational speaker. I'd like to thank you for taking your time out to come to this event. And I thought it would be nice to have a forum like this because it's not church and it's not state. It's just the people expressing themselves, and hopefully we'll be able to go home with some jewels and some wisdom that we learned today to better our lives. Today we have 3 speakers that are going to present. Then we're going to have an open forum where it's going to hopefully get heated. All right. So I have 6 points that I want to make. The third point that I'm going to make is dealing with, I surveyed 150 guys. Sometimes I drive Uber, I cut hair, I go to Walmart, I just be at different places, and I ask guys, like, what would it take for you to want to marry a woman? And they gave me their answer. So on my third topic, I'm going to touch on that. And I also want to touch on romance, what it takes to get romance going. The first thing before a person can start or get in a relationship, the first thing I would say is that one, work on themselves. So instead of me saying like live your dreams and stuff like that, like I could just say make it your season, because that's the title of my book, and I think that that's a great destination. So I think that before one can get into a relationship, that they should work on, getting their education together, saving the money, doing the things that they would consider like to be like living their dream and things like that. Not like you don't have to be totally there, but at least like well on your way. So I say, before one consider getting into a relationship and or marriage, like I think that should be first. So that's my prelude. I have a question, and it's just something that I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to think about. And the question is marriage a thing of the past? Is marriage a thing of the past? And what makes me say that is that we live in a shared economy. We live in a shared economy type of world where we have Uber, where a person would be in the car and then 5 minutes later someone else is sitting in the car. We have Airbnb, where one person rents the house and then a week later someone else wants to rent the house. So it's like, I'm thinking, like, is like the shared economy type of thing creeping into our relationships and making people want to have multiple partners, or just be like in a more like shared type of economy type of environment? So that's just the question. I'm not saying that, that's just the question. The reason why I wanted to have this forum is because I see that it's a lot of women that want to get married, and sometimes I see women, they be in a relationship 1 week and then the next week they're in another relationship. So I thought that it'd be cool for the guys to come together and kind of say like, how they feel and what they're thinking, because a lot of times in relationships, when it becomes intimate, like both parties, the men and the women, they tend to not speak their piece in fear of losing that intimacy. So I thought that it'd be cool, me being kind of like the moderator, because I'm gonna make sure that people speak up and stuff like that. So I thought that this would be a good forum for us to have that conversation where we say things that's on our heart without it, being consequences. Consequences. Okay. I have something that I want to share with you ladies. Now this is for the ladies. I'm kind of like selling out. I'm like Steve Harvey, right? Like this is for the ladies. So a good litmus test, like when a lady is dating a guy and trying to get to know him and wonder, like, what is it something, like, what's the magic thing that I can ask him or that I can know about him to know if he's ready. So that is, on a scale of 1 to 10, ask the guy, and it could be done for the guys too, ask the woman. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with living your dream? How satisfied are you with your life right now? What really, like, being the person that you want to be. How satisfied are you with being the person that you want to be? And if they answer 7 and below, they're not going to marry you. They're not going to marry you. If they answer 7 and below, the chances are they're not going to marry you because they got some things that they need to work on for themselves. So it's going to be hard for them to work on themselves and work on a situation with you. So that works for men and women. So like I said, I talked to 150 guys, and I have some of the top things that the guys said. One of the guys said that he's looking for a woman that's going to challenge him. He's looking for someone, I talked to him yesterday, he was saying, like, he works, so he won't, I don't know, it's something about challenge. He said he wants someone to challenge him. Then someone else said they want the lady to be good with his family as well as him being good with her family, so it'd be like both coins, like he can go over her people's house and then she can come over his people's house. I said that it's good for a woman to have a good attitude when things are going bad, and a good attitude when things are going tough. That's from me. Someone else said that a quality would be that she's not a transformer, like not that she's not one way on the onset and then she changes into the relationship. Someone else said good with money. Someone else was more traditional, said cook and clean. Someone said inner strength. Someone said don't nag. Someone said not influenced by friends. Someone said they would like women to know, or equality would be for her to know that men have feelings. And I think that's probably where the debate is probably going to happen at, because guys, the guy was explaining, right? as he was saying, guys have a tough role of covering their wife or their girlfriend, trying to make sure that things are being provided for, trying to be with the kids and stuff like that, and work and fight the world and stuff like that. So he wanted to say that he has feelings. Men have feelings. A lot of men said this, that they wanted the woman to have their back. Someone else said that they want the woman to make at least $100,000 a year. Someone else said, I knew that was gonna get y'all. Someone said $100,000 a year. And I don't think that that's bad, because when I hear women explain like what they're looking for in the guys, like such and such, such and such, and he makes 6 figures, like that, I've been hearing that for like 15 years, 6 figures. So finally a guy says it. Someone said loyal, someone says easy on the eyes, and those were the top things. Now this is what I have to say. It is spoken of that women outnumber men 7 to 1. So I would say if a woman is going to get married, that she's probably going to have to do more than probably what she thinks to get her married, because it's 7 to 1, that ratio. Okay, number 4 is, okay, women choose the onset of the relationship, like when a guy approaches them, they're like, hey, can I get your phone number? Hey, can I text you? Hey, can I get your email? Depending on the guy, whatever. They approach the guy, and the woman like, okay, yes, we can go to lunch. Yes, we can go to dinner. Yes, 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 to that. So the woman is responsible for that, and I would say, like, since you ladies are responsible for the initial, the starting of it, then if it's a guy and he don't meet your standards, you really want to be tough. You really want to be hard on that part with a guy. Like if he ain't worth your time, you don't think so. Like don't give him the time, because if you get in there, it may be hard for you to get him out. Like I think that should be like, that should be coined. That should be like, that should really be something to you ladies. That should be powerful. Women choose initially, and men choose if they want to marry the woman. Women choose, they get it started off, but the man chooses if he wants to marry the woman. Number 5, so I got another question. When is it the right time to ask hard questions in a relationship? When is it time to ask the hard questions in the relationships? Like, does he snore? Does he have that? Or does she have that? Does she snore? When is the right time? So I have 4 different instances, but I'm going to pick one. And I want you ladies and gentlemen to let me know when is a good time. Not right now, but you know, in the discussion phase of the forum. So do you ask those tough questions like, do you snore, or do you have that pre-date, like when you're on the phone? Because I know a lot of people don't use the telephone. A lot of people don't call no more. Like a lot of people just text and stuff like that. So do you ask pre-date? Do you ask on the first date? Because I had a woman ask me, can you take care of me like on the first date before? Yeah. But is that too hard? Do you ask it on the second date? Do you ask it on the second date?
What's your purpose of dating?
Why would you ask? But the thing is, so it's pre-date, first date, second date, or before intimacy. Because a lot of times after the intimacy takes place, then it's like the questions that one would ask, they would kind of ask, but they won't ask them like they would if it wasn't no intimacy. So when do you ask those questions? When y'all say?
Before intimacy.
Did you say what?
Before you have sex.
Huh?
I'll ask you before I get started, because you don't want to waste your time, you don't want to waste this time.
What you ask?
I mean, if I want to know something about that person, I'm going to ask them before we get started. I'm just saying in general, period. I mean, it's a lot of questions that I would ask.
What kind of question have you asked before?
In this day and age, you need to ask a lot.
Are you gay?
It's a lot of questions out there you need to know.
What's one question that you asked before?
Should I ask, do you have a disease you need to let me know? Are you on the down low? Are you working? Because I ain't gonna take care of nobody.
And this is before.
I mean, you don't ask no questions. Y'all should be able to ask me questions as well as you asking me questions.
Right. Kids.
I feel like if you on a date with somebody, you are attracted to that person because you agreed to go on a date. And if you with somebody that you're attracted to, it's time gonna be able, for those questions, those answers to those questions don't come out. It just takes time. I'm not finna ask nothing because I feel like I'm gonna find out. I'm not finna be giving myself on the 3rd day, 4th day. I need to find out. These, like she said, this time, this day and age, you need to know everything.
Right, you need to know everything.
So I'm just gonna find out because I'm gonna be around you or date you or whatever constantly. It's the one for me.
No, you comment whenever you're ready. No, you can comment whenever you're ready.
Right. So if you want to know something, like if you ask me something about my past, like,
Straight up.
I'm gonna put it out there. I know my past. First, I'm gonna start your business, but if you want to know if I tell you the answer, don't be mad when I tell you the answer.
Be able to take it.
You know,
All right, let me finish this. So point 6 is romance. I think we should close the door. Can someone close the door, please?
Romance.
Not because of the topic.
My thing is, for this day and age and times, if you ask them the question on the first day, second day, third day, how we know they gonna tell us the truth? So it takes time to get to know somebody to really find out whether it's the truth or not anyway. Because if you ask me, I can tell you anything.
Right.
Actually, the words. Most people listen to the words a person says instead of watching their actions. The actions gonna tell you everything you want to know about the person.
But at least you can,
Yeah, action
you
tell
can
a
ask
whole
them,
lot.
and then you can measure like
Yeah.
their words with their actions, and, you know. So point 6 is romance. Now, this, so a lot of women would like to have a nice wedding, and guys, like the initial, like when you guys first, when a man and woman first meet each other, the romance is kind of there, like the attraction is there. So a guy gonna probably might bring some flowers or, you know, do something nice on the first date and stuff like that. But then it kind of dwindles off. So women like stuff like, they wouldn't mind like edibles coming to their jobs, they don't mind flowers and stuff like that. But with guys, it's kind of like a guy has to kind of like have a reason to be romantic. So I came up with something that can be a good way to get in any type of romance that you want out of a guy. Like a guy can do a lot for you if you probably do this. So I say that. So it is known, and I don't think that it's fair that a woman would say, yes, we can have a wedding, we can get married, yes, we can have a wedding and spend $15,000, $20,000 on a wedding. But if a guy was like, can we buy a house and fix it up before we get married, the woman would be like, no, can we, get a business or something like that before we get married? The woman would be like, no. But then most women would be like, yeah, we can spend 15 or 20. We can have a budget for the wedding, but not a budget to build something. So one thing, but that's not, I don't think that's fair. But one thing, I came up with something that says, I don't think it's fair for the guy to put up all the money for the wedding, and I'm gonna stand with the women when they're saying that it's probably not fair to buy a house and buy a business and stuff like that. So one thing that can be done, because I think a lot can be saw or seen when you guys work together on something. So I say that, ladies and gentlemen, save up $10,000 a piece, and you know, when you saving up money like that, I mean, depending on the person, when you saving up money like that, like, you're gonna have to go and you're gonna have to take your lunch to work, you're gonna have to go without stuff, you're gonna have to go without Starbucks, you're gonna have to give up something to get to that goal. And I think that with the striving of that goal of saving $10,000 a piece, that it will show the character on both party sides. And when you get to $10,000 a piece, you can take that and you can put it into stocks of your choice. So it's like no one gets the money. No one gets the money. The money is not lost on an investment. You ain't gotta have a trust thing, and the money is not like just totally spent on the wedding. It's something that's kind of neutral. And when you're working with your guy like that, and you guys are working together, you're saving up, you're toughing it out. He sees your character, you sees his. It's going to be like once you get to that goal, or maybe in the process of the goal, the man's going to be doing some romantic stuff. So romance happens with guys when it's kind of like made to happen. So in essence, what I would say that guys are looking for in women is that they're looking for a woman that's personally successful and a woman that's real. Thank you.
Absolutely right.
And now we will have Kevin Williams, one of my clients, mentor, friends, to speak, and then we're going to have Lou, and then we're gonna open it up for, comments. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All
Kevin
right.
Williams. I met Vance 18 years ago. I wasn't doing well. Just got out of rehab.
Come on.
Smoked my last crack rock.
Come on now.
Drunk my last 211. Scraped up some money. Went to Gaines Barber College on 51st. Vance cut my hair. Ended up getting a job in security. Went back to Vance. Gave him a $10 tip. He fell in love with me. $10 tip. And I have followed Vance from his barbershops.
That's what's up.
I've watched Vance grow. I watched him raise his child. I watched him get married. I watched him start a business, several businesses. So he asked me to speak, and here I am. Vance and I often disagree on certain topics. Simply because when Vance started cutting my hair, I had hair. And but it still takes him an hour. So he just holds the clippers
Talk.
next to my ear. So we spend an hour because he got it 15 minutes. So we went over this discussion this morning. We had a discussion this morning, and he asked me what I think women, men look for in a woman. This is a perfect example right here. Man want him a ride and die chick. He wants somebody that's gonna ride and die, carry these speakers, and carry the speakers. He wants somebody that's gonna help carry the heavy load. But I put this slide that together based on the topic. So let's get started. And like Vance, I asked a number of men at different age ranges because we look at different things at different ages. And to back up a bit, first thing we need to do is to be honest. That's the first thing we need to do. And going to the barbershop for 18 years with Vance, there were a number of conversations that men have about women.
We do it
And I'm
through
quite
the shop.
sure you guys have the conversations about men. But what we don't do is have conversations with each other.
Right.
So your girlfriend is gonna try to tell you about a man when she low-key hating on you. Because she think you got a man and you look like you have it. Guys, we don't hate on each other as much. But I'm gonna take a little side track here. And I'm gonna ask this question of the men, this question of the women. If you could ask a man or men one question and he had to be completely honest with you, what would that question be?
Yeah. What would that question be, Cynthia?
What would that question be? Guys, if you can ask a woman or women
Me.
a question and they had to be completely honest with you, what would that question be? Don't start your thing. Huh? Come on, can I get anyone?
Why is it okay for men to do certain things and it's acceptable, but then when a woman does something or does the same thing, it's a problem?
Because we have a double standard in this country.
Oh,
So then you don't want a real realistic relationship there.
But you,
So how can I be loyal or respect you if it's okay for you to be a certain type of way, but it's not okay for me to do the same thing? Or it's okay for you to talk a certain type of way, but it's not okay for me to speak the same language. We have to be on the same playing field. You know, if we're together, we're equal. I can't be down here and you're up here.
Can you give a specific situation though?
this is an
Something
open forum.
that you experienced.
Something, typical, like, it's okay for a man to go out and stay out all night, but then if I go out and stay out all night with my friends, that's a problem.
but it's not okay for a man to go out and stay out all night.
It's not.
It's not okay.
Or it's
It's not.
okay for you to spend up all your money on things that are not beneficial to the relationship or the household. But then if I do something like that, or even remotely close, it's a problem.
So you should have, so,
No.
right.
I wasn't gonna comment to that.
Comment.
We're touching back to it.
What do you say?
Why is it okay for when the guy being a stand-up gal trying to be the head of the house or whatever, y'all looking at Mr. Dog when he show his feelings, he weak.
That's
I'm
not true.
gonna say this.
That's
I want.
not true.
Depends on the woman, because if my man show me his feelings, I'm gonna take that, we're gonna talk. I don't want a double standard where I'm talking to you and then you wanna flip the tables on me and tell me like, well, it's what you did or what I did. No, let's talk about what you did, address those feelings, and then talk about what I did and address those feelings and move on.
To answer that,
So let's get an understanding.
it should be no, but it should be a mutual respect. It should be a mutual respect, like she's saying, like in any relationship. If y'all got a serious relationship and y'all trying to build and grow together, then I shouldn't be out, past 2:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? If I got respect and don't want you to think I'm doing something, you know what I'm saying, that could be, hurtful to what we trying to build, and vice versa. So if a woman show me, if my lady show me, man, she don't respect that, or your man show you they don't respect that, after you talk to them about it and they do it again, it's time for you to move forward. It's time for me to move forward. I'm not about to, after I talk to you once about it and you continue to do it, then hey, I got to move forward.
You gonna move forward that quick though?
Yeah, that quick. Yeah, that quick. Cause hey, I ain't gonna waste my time.
But see, understand that this is what we've been taught by men's world. They have taught us that what men do is okay, what women do is not. Okay? But as individuals, we can break that cycle anytime we want to. It's about what you accept.
Right.
It's about what you want. You have to be clear about what you want to and what you can stand.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, the woman is the strongest factor in the relationship.
And see, for me as a man, okay, I have to know that I have to respect myself enough to know that I don't want to do this. And to tell you the truth, it takes time. Because as a man, I was programmed to do these things. And I was told that it's okay. You're going to be a dog. You can have more than one woman at a time, okay? And I was remember my dad said, when I went to college, he said, make sure you have 5 girlfriends in case one gets on her period.
What?
Dang.
And I was like, huh? What? So, being a man, you learn from experience. For me, that wasn't how I lived my life. 1, it's too much pressure. 2, it's too much stress. And 3, I don't have much time.
Damn, too.
You tell one like that,
So this is what we were programmed, and as women, you were programmed to sit there and take it. But that's where America was built, especially for black folks. We were taught to sit down, shut up, and do what's coming at us.
But they only gonna do what you allow them to do to you.
You better
You
know
accept
it.
it, and you see it, you already see it, and you're not doing nothing about it. Be like, oh, it's gonna change. No, it is what it is. If it walks like a duck, it quack like a duck. At the end of the day,
It's a duck.
it's a duck.
And as
So ladies and gentlemen, is there a difference between men and boys?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Don't get mad at me, but stop dating boys.
There you go.
Stop dating boys.
I can tell you where the lack of respect for women started at. It started in Christianity. They talk about God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. What about the woman? It started with Christianity, you know what I'm saying? So, if you dissect it, I know I got a lot of Jesus lovers in the room, but it started the disrespect for women started with Christianity.
and I actually started before that.
So let's get to the second part of the question. If there was something, women, if there was something that you want men to know, what is that?
Stop trying to play us for fools. Communication is the key.
There you go.
That's
Communication, right.
Let's be honest. If you don't have
If you
communication
wanna
and
be
respect, you don't have
everybody,
anything.
you gotta give a woman a chance to decide if she wanna be with you while you with old girl.
Oh, hell.
Old girl, let's be honest, that's, tell the truth.
Cause it's totally up to her herself, but to each his own.
So,
That'll be, that's all right.
so you're saying that, you know, men, again, you know, I believe that, it's just my personal belief, that if, when you're honest with someone, if I'm honest with you, and I wanna see other women, I'm gonna tell you from the beginning, we don't have to be in a monogamous relationship. You're free to see
An
someone else.
open relationship.
You're free to see someone else.
One of the men.
Because when you lie,
One of the men.
when you lie, you take away the other person's options.
Right.
Because fellas, I'm gonna tell you this secret, and I've learned this over years. You can tell women the truth.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell 10 women, I don't want to be monogamous. We're not going to be monogamous. Are you cool with that? 9 is gonna walk away, 1's gonna stay.
These, this day and age, found that up gonna stay. They don't even care no more.
Yeah.
These women, if you, they.
Them the ones that got no respect for themselves. All women is not the same.
All women ain't the same.
Because women are the
Right.
givers of life. Because you got what men want, you have control.
Men's care what
You
men's
have,
want.
you have complete control. You dictate how men dress. Guys will stop sagging if y'all stop giving them ass.
Say that again?
Guys will stop sagging if you stop giving them ass.
Action.
Guys will stop
Don't
going
say
back and
ass.
forth to jail if you stop giving them ass.
I don't even mess with dudes that say it. Them ain't my type of fella.
What's that? Come on, one at a time. Everybody can speak. Everybody's opinion is valuable.
Hey, you a hoe. This why you just watch wrong. Just hold it on.
Just well, speak.
Just like when he talk and then.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
You walking away? Are we gonna talk to each other? Because everybody has some valuable input here. Everybody in this room is smart. Everybody in this room is smart. You want to share? No. Oh, back to the side.
Oh, I'm sure.
Go ahead.
One thing we was discussing, you said if we stop giving them an ass,
Yeah.
that they'll do right, or whatever. No, I beg to differ.
Okay.
Because, like for instance, the drug dealers out here. Because I stopped giving him ass, he gonna stop doing the only thing he know how to do, sell drugs. That's not gonna happen.
Cause that's all he knows.
I can stop giving it to him, but that ain't gonna make him, cause I stopped giving him ass, he not gonna stop doing the only thing he know how to do.
So is that the
So
only,
that's gonna keep him from going to jail. Exactly.
Right, he ain't got no stress on.
so that would be a social economic issue, as to why they're out here selling drugs. Because
I mean, I just use that for example.
because anybody could do something different. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nuh-uh, go ahead, you got the floor.
You come on up and join me.
I just used it for an example, because that's what you was saying, that's what you put out there.
Yeah, I did say that,
Okay,
because women do control that.
and like I said, I beg to differ.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Carry on.
See how she controlled that situation?
Because my father was 6'9", 320. My mother was 5'2", and she ran everything. Everything. I got 5 brothers. I got 5 sisters. That's probably one of the reasons why I look at women differently and I treat them differently, because I got 5 sisters and I have 4 daughters. And the things that I used to do, I don't want nobody doing that to my daughter.
Come on.
Right.
You
I don't
better
want
know.
nobody doing that to my daughter.
Yeah.
Now, like Luke said, you know, when we were younger, yeah, you have 5 women. I didn't look like this when I was 20. When I was 25, I had a fro. I I was cut, and the ratio then was 10 to 1. And we believed in having our ratio. But back to the topic. Okay. Men will ask you to get married based on this, based on my survey, is because they believe. They believe.
What they believe?
They believe in what?
Wait to the next slide. I thought it was gonna be darker, otherwise I'd put it in a different color. Men believe, a man will ask you to marry him because he believes you love him. He believes his life is better with you in him. He believes you will make him happy. That you are the one. You respect him. You are his queen. He wants the world to know that, to know of his love for you. He wants you to officially become part of his family. He wants to fully commit himself to you. He considers you are the best thing that ever happened to him.
Don't want to lose you.
Yeah, that's cool.
He believes you love him because the things that you have
Not from
done
the
before you got married, he believed that because you have shown that. So I can go through this whole thing real quick and it's just one big blur without going slide to
But you
slide.
continue.
Men will actually stop at grown men, not boys, grown men, who will look at his life before he met you. He'll look at his life with you. I've been married, and I went through this. What was my life like before her? What was my life like with her? And it was better with her than it was without her. Did I believe she would make me happy? Yes, I did. Did it in that way? No, it didn't. But I believed at that time and for a period of time that that's exactly what she did. She made me happy. Until we were not happy together. Believe that you are the one. That you are the one above the other. So he's dated other women. He's been in relationships with other women. But there was something profoundly different about you that you stood above the other women.
Yeah.
And you were the one that he wanted.
I'm winning now.
You have shown him respect during the time that you were dating. You have shown him that you trust him. You have shown him that you believe in him. I like this one. You are his queen. Because when a man's in love with you and he wants to marry you, on the days you think you look your worst, is the days he think you look your best. Because he's looking at you from this place that you are going to be his. I say, this brother don't agree with it. I do presentations and I read body language. So,